Hey Al, good
Hi, Kount.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I used to read this cartoon in Reader's Digest. It used to be
Hmm.
called All in a Day's Work. I don't know if you
Hmm.
ever heard of it. So for you, it was just a day's work yesterday, nothing special.
Yeah.
So like this used to be the cartoon. The early bird gets the
Okay.
job, and then this guy lands up in his night dress and the teddy. So tell us about your yesterday. Very very keen to listen.
It was crazy. I mean, I had a sense during the mid innings that this is going exactly the way we want to for us to land a grand league. So that's one thing. But as the match progressed, once Taunton bowled his first over, things really picked up. He picked up 2 wickets in that over, and we also had Rashid Khan as our captain as the innings progressed. So he then picked up 3 wickets, and then Taunton came back and picked up two more. So by the time Taunton finished the second over, his entire quota of overs, I was getting notifications literally everywhere. The laptop was full of notifications. The mobile was full of notifications, and so people like wow, and people sending their screenshots of winning 1 lakhs, 2 lakhs, and 10 lakhs, and everything. It was completely mad yesterday.
So
Everyone, I
I
mean,
was
literally
all
the average user won like 10K yesterday. So that was how the impact was.
Yeah, it was really brilliant analysis. Also, Ishraf ul Lak Naveed,
Uh,
how brilliant was he picking up 2 wickets?
it was, I mean, for someone who is playing his first game when the rest of the bowling attack wasn't doing well, to still go around like for 6 runs per over and pick up 2 key wickets was a good thing. I mean, it's just it becomes obvious now. If there is a leg spinner from Afghanistan, the guy is going to make an impact. Such is the impact of Rashid Khan in his entire career.
So would Mujib make his impact today? Hopefully,
He should. I think he's a great option to have against Colin Munro, who is one of Brisbane's biggest player batters. So we have him as marked as red yesterday, today.
yeah, I saw that in the matchups. And the other interesting thing about matchups of yesterday is not only
Hmm.
they got the wickets, and they also got
Hmm.
the wickets of the people we said or you said they will take
Hmm.
the wickets off.
Yeah,
Be
I
it the
mean
case of
that's
Taunton or Ishraf ul Lak.
yeah, that's exactly how crazy the day was. I mean, the bowler didn't just pick up wickets; he picked up exactly the wickets we thought he would pick.
Yeah,
It was mad.
it was amazing. So I thought you've been getting some fabulous feedback, on
Hmm.
preseason on Twitter. I thought we could quickly go over it, and share it with our viewers. Let me share
Absolutely.
my screen real quick. So hopefully my screen is coming up now. Absolute gold content. All the differentials worked. Waiting for the yearly subscription already. Yes, take my money. You with me, Al?
Yeah, yeah. It's one thing. It's one thing. Subscribers making money is the other thing. Like exactly the way we want them to use it, to use the numbers, the way they are learning from it. They are seeing it exactly the way I would see. For example, the comments that we are getting. Some of them are basically starting a discussion on it, saying, "Is this how you want you envision these numbers to be used?" So this is I mean, winning money is one thing. The way they're using what we are sending out, that's what makes me even more happy.
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience. And when is the yearly subscription going to be available?
I think it will be in 10 days. We are also planning to convert our first 1,000 into lifetime subscribers, which looks like it will happen in no time. Right now, there are already bookings for it. Can you take my booking, for example? I am one of your first 100 subscribers. Can you give me an advantage of having a booking, for example? These are the things that are coming out that I'm getting in my DMs so far.
Like Rishabh was saying, take my money.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. Yaru Samini. I loved this the best. This was brilliant. Akash was really taken in. Taunton 4 for.
Yeah, Akash has been one of our very first subscribers. right from the very beginning. He has been following us from even from the IPL days. So it's good to see him being happy, benefiting from what we are doing. Even before we have had a success in a manner as obvious as this, he has been a big support for us.
Awesome. Let's go to the next one. Thank you for your quality content. The content helped a lot. It wasn't possible without that. How
He was
truthful words.
Robin was one of the Grand League winners yesterday. You could look at his screenshot. It literally
One
has
lakh
one
twenty
two
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 thousand.
seven. It's a mad number. It's the proper
Yeah,
definition
I'm
of winning
sure.
a Grand League.
See, there is one more lifetime subscriber for you there with Robin.
It's one thing. These guys are proper fantasy players, pro fantasy players. We are helping rookies is one thing. To help pro fantasy players, I mean that makes it even better.
That's the amazing part. So, for our viewers who, you guys have to just do what, guys like Robin is doing, subscribe to the content. Right now available on the preseason app, about 10 days on the covers of .ai website. I invested more than daily. You are just damn great. So Manjunath
Yeah,
is
West
all in.
Tiger was a common pick yesterday. He's a more popular bowler. He's also Ashton Agar's brother, so he's obviously more popular as well, even in general. But we ignored him, and someone sold him on this platform for Exchange 22 and made a profit on it. I mean, predicted before the match started that this bowler is not going to do well based on our tournament dogs, not even on our daily
Oh,
dogs. He used
wow.
those numbers and sold him ahead of the match and made a profit out of it.
Wow, what an amazing story. Top two differentials. Taunton, shot. What
Yeah,
amazing calls.
yeah. It's good to see. I was surprised. I mean, even till the match started, shot was only in like 60% of team, under 60% of teams. When we picked him, he was only in 30%.
Yeah, the way shot played, I mean, they posted a really good score, more than a 10 runs par score for Adelaide, which
Yeah.
put like we talked about the show with 60% of teams batting first win.
Mm.
And that's exactly what happened. The packs are really useful for me in creating teams. Already recovered the amount and going forward, hopeful to get some profits throughout the season. Obviously, definitely we will get those profits. BB fan 2K22.
It's good to see them. I mean, he has won multiple. I mean, I think pretty much all of his teams won in that league. He had 1 to 6, and all of them ended up winning something.
Amazing. Outdone everyone today. Content is more than awesome. Aryaman.
Ariman, he was the one I was referring to when the way he uses our content is one of the things that makes me happy. So that he is again like Akash and Rishabh. Yes, he has also been one of our long time subscribers and followers.
Brilliant. Taunton and Naveed, again, we spoke about it start of the show. What
Yeah,
a brilliant differential pick. Spot on. Dolly at slip. Yeah, that brings us to the end of it. I'll receive a lot more feedback than this, but these were the top ones we want to share with you guys.
yeah. I think our subscriptions went up from 230 to 330, and they are still going up. So that's a good example of the impact that we had yesterday.
So looks like in today's game, Ashwin just got stumped, but he'll be happy that he got stumped. If Mehdi Hassan can get Ashwin stumped, Ashwin can get a
Yeah,
couple more
that
stumped.
wicket doesn't like. It seems like a difficult deck to bat on. So I think even Bangladesh are going to struggle with the bat.
Yeah, the ball that spun and got Virat, from Taijul
Mm,
that early in the
mm,
innings, right?
mm,
Because Subban
mm.
got out, a bit cheaply. It was
Yeah,
very surprising, on a day one in the first session for the ball to turn so much. It was as much as that ball, Virat faced from Dil Rashid.
mm,
So if Taijul and Mehndi has been bowling so many, the other good part is that both of them been bowling between them more than 75 overs, and our tail can now
mm.
bat. Taijul has again
Yeah,
got Kuldeep as well, and our tail, thanks to the IPL training, They
Hmm.
could be expected to come and whack a couple of sixers. They can really bat. Like talking about Umesh has already hit a six. So looks
Oh,
like we'll hopefully end up with 400 plus.
yeah.
And
I
Ashwin
think with
and
the spin trio that India has, it's going to
yeah, it's
be,
been a long time since we saw a spin trio operating in subcontinent conditions from India, and all three of them must be in would definitely get into maybe three, four, three kind of wicket spread between them.
yeah,
So let's get into today's game. I'll just share my screen again between Brisbane Heats and Melbourne Renegades.
yeah,
Okay, here we go. So let's go through Brisbane Heats first. So some of the things you've spoken about as a plus is that the form of Mark Steketee.
yeah. Steketee has been wreaking havoc in the domestic circuit. I see. I mean, if you look at his last 10 innings, it's a minimum of 2 wickets. Even though they're different formats, I mean, form is something that's not that just on skill set. It's also mindset. When you're doing well in general in any format of cricket, it's bound to carry on to other formats as well. So with the deck expected to assist paces today, Steketee could be in play.
Yeah, and also they have Bartlett who's got good new ball skills.
Yeah, Bartlett is someone who I think he's got this outswinger going to right-handers, which is what makes him more effective against left-handers. To be, he has an exceptional record against left-hand opening batters because of the ball coming in, and that's what is going to make him a key player today. There's also the other factor of both these players can also contribute with the bat, both Bartlett and Stickety.
Yeah, and also Stetson is becoming one of the world class bowlers like Adam Zampa. So and he and with Kuhneman expected to make a good impact.
Yeah, the Koeman, I think he also made his Australia debut recently. Although in the Test format, together they form an effective pairing. Swepson, despite being a leg spinner, has an exceptional record against left-handers, which helps him complement Koeman as well. So on a deck after the new ball impact that Bartlett and Steketee will have to have to experience spinners coming in is going to be big for Brisbane Heat today.
Yeah, Colin Munro could be coming in a bit early today, given
Hmm.
that the top order of Max Bryant and Josh Brown
Hmm.
are not expected to be in their best of their skills and capability.
Yeah, without if Renshaw had been there, he's a player who takes a lot of time at the crease. So that would have delayed Munro's entry point. But today with Max Payne, who's an attacking batsman himself, and the young Josh Brown, Colin Munro is likely to have a lot of game time. And this is where Melbourne Renegades could use Mujibur Rahman to get rid of the Kiwi early.
Yeah, we'll talk about more about the matchups. There are a lot of interesting points there as well. But let's talk about Nazar, right? So with Scott Boland doing well, most likely Nazar is going to be on the bench
Hmm.
for the South Africa Test match. And
Hmm.
interesting that he moved from South Africa, Pretoria, to Australia. And do
Hmm.
you think if he had stayed back in South Africa, he would have figured in the playing 11, given Andrik Nokia, Kagiso Rabada, and Lungi in the starting 11?
It's an interesting. I mean, I didn't know that Nasir had a South African roots. I mean, I've always seen him in Australian colors. But yes, the skill set that he has, yeah, irrespective of where he is, he'd have been very close to the international team. And I'm hearing, I think it's confirmed pretty much that Hazelwood is ruled out of the first test, and Cummins and Stark. I mean, the fast bowling stocks always in a 5 match test season. It's going to be used up a lot. I mean, I'm expecting Jai Richardson to get called up soon, for example, and did it even go as deep as Sean Abbott?
Yeah. So for players who from South Africa before the Graham Smith, who's the wicketkeeper? Forget his name. Mark Boucher. Their administration came in. They were not, the South African board was not doing well. Their T20 was not taking off, so they had administration revenue challenges, and a lot of players were taking the call pack route to go play county cricket in England and eventually get selected to play for England, like Kevin Peterson did or Robin Smith did, to give some examples. Even Alan Lamb, Tony Gregg, are some of the examples. But after the Brexit, that option went away for South African players. So they started looking at Australia as an option. Like, Marnus is from South Africa, Nazar is from South Africa. So yeah, so let's go into Melbourne Renegades. Look at the obviously. So very interesting thing is that between Akil Hussain and Mujib ur Rahman, and you have I'm losing the train of thought. So Mitchell Swepson and Matthew Kuhneman. So left hand, leg spin and a slow left armer, they are evenly matched that way, both the teams.
Yeah, I mean both the teams have got a good spin attack, and on top of it, they also have a. I think this is one of the reasons I expect today to be not a high-scoring affair. It could be 150, 160. That's what I'm expecting max because of the quality of the bowling units in play, the quality of spinners and pacers in play, and also because of how vulnerable these two batting units are. It should be a low scoring affair, and which is why we have recommended in our fantasy sheet that the key to crack this game is through relying on bowling all rounders and bowlers. I mean, if we had an option, I wouldn't pick a batsman at all. I'd pick 5 bowlers and 6 bowling all rounders and go into this game. But unfortunately, a lot of the fantasy platforms require us to select a minimum of 3 batters and 1 wicket keeper, which is the only reason I'll be having a batter and wicket keeper today.
And those were the areas where the rules have to become slightly more flexible because both the teams have got really good all-rounders to pick from.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the lack of genuine pace, and Andrew Russell could come into play. He
Yeah.
could make small work of the spinners.
Big play today. In general, Russell has struggled with the bat in BBL and in Australia as well because of the pace and bounce that pace the BBL generally has and the Australian international team generally has. But in this game, there are not a lot of raw pace bowlers. At best, they hit 135, and even if you move up and down, it's around 138 maximum. So this is where Russell could come in handy today. And apart from that, there is also his bowling value that comes into play.
Yeah, so given the top order challenges that Melbourne has, there could be a chance that you think Swepson could open the bowling with Xavier Bartlett or James or Mark Steketee. I meant because if you look at your matchups, both Nick Maddinson and Sam Harper have issues with leg spin.
Yeah, they do, and also the fact that Stekety's new ball record hasn't been great in BBL. This is something we had in our tournament doc, although it's not in our daily doc. It's in our tournament doc that Stekety's new ball record has not been great in BBL, which is bizarre because he has got decent skills, but for some reason it hasn't really worked in the BBL. So they might try some spin, but the one thing that we can say for sure is Xavier Bartlett is going to be key and he's going to bowl at least a couple of overs. I mean, if they survive, Swepson is going to play the big role in the middle periods at least because in BBL the power play ends after the fourth over. So Swepson can come in early even if it isn't in the power play. He could come in as early as the fifth over, for example.
Same could be the case for Mujib coming on early if they get one of the openers and under within the power play, and Colin Munro could be coming into bat.
Absolutely, Mujib being a power play specialist himself, it would be. I mean, it would be one of the no-brainers today to bring him in straight away, especially if Colin Munro comes early into the game.
So that being discussed, let's go into the fantasy sheet. Uh, you know, Aaron Finch, the form he's been lately, hopefully, with this bowling attack, he comes good.
I think this is a funny thing because we have been all along we have been speaking about how Aaron Finch is not in great form, but he has a couple of 50s in his last four T20Is or something, and then even in the practice match he was very good. I was also watching in one of the under lower grade matches where he was smoking them. So I think with the pressure of the international cricket off from him, like how Ian Morgan found his touch in the 100, this could be a season where Aaron Finch could do well.
Yeah. And Kane Richardson becomes an automatic choice in the bowling department.
Yeah, got an exceptional record up front again with the new ball, and he's also their first choice death bowler. So against a vulnerable batting unit, it's again a no-brainer.
Yeah, so look at Kane Richardson matchups with Ross Whitley and Jimmy Pearson.
Yeah, I think the value
So
really comes in where you could see the with the new ball how we could bring in the one of the openers that we don't have here is the Renshaw's replacement. So that's what brings us an opening because we don't have him here because he's going to make his debut. So we do not have his numbers. So that's the thing that creates an opening for us.
you also call Tom Rogers as one of the differentials. So, between Tom Rogers, Kane Richardson, Will Sutherland, if you had to take a wild guess, whom do you think will pick up Ross Whitley and Jimmy Pearson
I think it will be someone who bowls at the depth because they're batting lower down the order. So I think it will be Kane Richardson.
between Kane Richardson? Yeah, makes sense. So, yeah, we discussed Tom Rogers as a differential. Also, James. So these are when the all-rounders are come into play. Take James Bastley, Xavier Barlett, pace bowlers, batsmen, all-rounders. So again, they bat lower than in the lower middle order. And given that we talked about the top order struggles, they could actually face quite a number of balls in this game today.
Yeah, I think all our subscribers to everyone, and even those who haven't subscribed yet, those who are listening, the key is to have two different bases today. One is go with a specialist new ball base where you have Bartlett and Rogers, but there are times even when bowlers bowl well, the effectiveness of their spell will not reflect in actual numbers because the edges may have gone wide, the catches may have been dropped, or they may have missed edges. So it could be a spell where it doesn't return a lot of fantasy points, and in that case, how we can compensate for it is by going in with bowling all rounders, which is why we have another second base team today, which we normally do not have because of the nature of the deck and the unpredictable nature of the entire game. Today we have Will Sutherland and James Basley replacing Bartlett and Rogers in the second base team. The second base team, yeah.
Yeah. So those are the two changes if you compare Team One and Team Two.
We're
Xavier
basically
Bartlett,
given
Tom
out,
Rogers.
10 players. We're basically given out 10 names, and the last pick is depends upon what you want between Max Bryant and John Wells.
Yeah. And also, we talked about the potential of Akil Hussain, both from a batting standpoint, also as left arm bowling.
Yeah. I mean, he's someone who is going to be really useful for Melbourne Renegades as long as he's there, because and especially in this match because again, like Renegades themselves, he do not have a lot of express space to attack West Indian players, which is going to bring into play Akilo Sain's batting as well.
Great. So that being discussed, what I will do is I will connect my phone and bring up my phone. Let's build the base team.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. I don't know, Jinx. It's one of those very rare shows that's been happening without any of the technical glitches. So my screen should come up shortly. So before we go to Dream 11 to build our teams, uh, thank you for inviting me to the covers of private contest.
Yeah, we've been slowly building up this, and we'll soon be having cash contests as well. So that's going to get a lot exciting because of the format it is, how simple it is.
Yeah, and let me join the contest. Like I said yesterday, download the app, you get 500 coins. And Al has invited me to his private contest, which just cost me 10 coins to join. So it's going to be exciting to play with Al and some of Al's fanboys, I guess. So let me Help me pick up the fielder, Al, like you did yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be between Jimmy Pearson and who is the Melbourne Renegades wicketkeeper, Sam Harper. So I think we could go in with Sam Harper because he's playing for the stronger team today.
Got it. So let me find Sam Harper. So yeah, there we go. And in terms of runs scored,
I think Aaron Finch is a safe bet for it.
Aaron Finch, right?
Yeah,
Oops, what happened? The same thing happened yesterday. All right, I'm going to pick the Sam Harper, right?
yeah,
The wicket keeper. And
yes.
Aaron Finch. Nice, it could be failing. Aaron Finch. And from bowler, would you go with Phipson or Mujib?
I think between the two, Mujib is a good bet. In general, I think Kane Richardson is the leading contender for the day.
Given
If
that he
someone
could pick
wants
up
to
a heap
break a
of
pack,
wickets.
yeah,
Yeah.
if someone wants to
So
break the
the,
pack in a grand league, they could go with someone like Tom Rogers, who is one of the differentials, and Xavier Bartlett.
yeah, that's it. I've joined the league, and you're right about Kane Richardson. Like Sean Abbott, since he bowls the penultimate and the slog overs,
Hmm.
he could pick up a heap of wickets in a single over.
Yeah, it was like Sean Abbott had an off day yesterday, and all it needed was one death over to turn the entire thing upside down.
Yeah. So let's look at my performance yesterday for a quick second. We'll talk about that and then build the team for today. Oh, where do you see, right? So we won
Yeah.
yesterday. So the thing was, I was following only till the innings break,
Hmm.
and I saw so I was leading till the last over in the innings break, and Sean
Hmm.
Roberts' three wickets, put me slightly behind.
Yeah.
Then I didn't want to take the anxiety. So what I
Yeah.
did was I went to sleep. So today
Hmm.
morning is when I woke up to all the fun messages
Hmm.
and also to see that I won the contest.
Yeah. The
So
second
I'm
half
trying to.
was big for us.
Second half was huge. So let me see where I can bring up my team. There you go. So yeah, Rashid Khan and Thornton basically saved my skin. Between them, about 325 points.
Yeah. In Taunton, I think Rashid Khan was into play with his bowls and LBWs as well, and extra 8 points for all of these. And Taunton was also picking up a lot of wickets that way. Funny thing, we also had Adam Jose, who was highlighted in our sheet as one of the best options for the day. He also did well.
It's amazing. So let me go for today's game. So how far are we from the toss?
I think it should be done by now. I'll check.
The time is 1 a.m. in India. The game is at what, 1:45?
Hmm. Yeah. BBL sometimes does toss 45 minutes before we start. I don't see any update on Cricket Info. Maybe I'll check. Maybe we'll have to wait for another 15 minutes.
So let's create the base team in the
Yeah, it's
meantime.
yeah,
We have two teams to create. I've never created two teams before, so it'll be my first experience. So we'll start with the all rounders.
yeah,
So Andrew Russell
yeah. Andre
would
Russell
be.
is the first pick. Uh,
So this one has Tom Rogers. I'm trying to see where Tom Rogers is. So he's not an all-rounder. Okay, he will be on a bowler. Okay, so let me go pick up Tom Rogers next. Hmm, why am I not seeing Tom Rogers?
I think he'll be in bowlers.
Yeah, that's where I went and
Yeah.
checked.
I think it was T.S. Rogers. Something. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, T. Stewart Rogers. Yeah.
Remember, we discussed this confusion in our first doc.
Okay.
Thomas Rogers'
So
son.
Xavier Bartlett is also a bowler. So pick Xavier Bartlett. So let's go to the batsman. Aaron Finch, Colin Monroe, and go back to Kane Richardson will be in the all rounders, right?
Kane Richardson will be in the bowling list. I think he's one of the most
Yeah,
held
top bowler.
bowlers.
Yeah, exactly. So how much I've done? So I've picked up. So let's go pick up the wicket keeper next.
I
So
think it's
who's
going to
gonna
be
be?
Sam Billings because while I mean both have their weaknesses. Sam Billings, for example, I think he struggles against Akil Hussain. No, yeah, Akil Hussain. While Sam Harper has his troubles against new ball. So between the two, we consider Sam Billings' international experience and caliber and pick him.
Yeah. So Akil Hussain will be. Oh, he's not an all rounder, so he should be in the bowling. Yeah, Akil Hussain. Um, yeah, Mujib will be in the bowling department as well. Mujib is one of my favorite bowlers. I wonder why, maybe this time in the mini auction he gets a bid, but I would love to see him in the IPL.
Yeah, if he could improve his bowling a bit against right-handers, I think he'll be really good.
Also, this bowler from Nepal, he is really good. I forget his name.
Sandeep
So,
Lamichhane, right?
Sandeep Lamachine, right? I've seen him in CPL. He bowls quite well.
I think it's a thing. I'm not sure if we could discuss this on the this live. I think he's been arrested or something. He's,
Oh yeah, yeah. Similar to the Sri Lankan player that happened in Australia.
yeah,
So also picked up Stekati.
yeah.
So I picked up six bowlers because some of them can bat.
I
So
think this is the
and
first time we have gone with a six bowler
yeah,
tactic.
so we picked up 10 players, right? We just have one more player to pick,
It's a
which
choice between Max Bryant and John Wells. Bryant is an aggressive attacking player. He could be unpredictable, but John Wells is more of an accumulator. I think this deck suits John Wells a little bit more than Max Bryant. So we could go with John Wells.
okay. So that's our team. So the captaincy options, differential captaincy options are given are Andre Russell, Kane Richardson, and Akil Hussain and Tom Rogers.
Yeah, I think we could go with Andre Russell as captain and Akil Hossain as vice captain. Or Andre Russell and Kane Richardson will do. I think it's better to play this one safe because we have enough differentials in the 11 already.
So that's my first team. I'm just saving that. I'm just gonna contest. Still, I know. I wish I had played the 1,22,000 rupee contest yesterday. So I need to figure out how to load more money into my wallet. For now, I can do good because I have winnings, so which is a good thing. So I'm going to do the 500 price pool for 245.
Yeah,
So they Dream 11 upgraded me to a special club, and they give me a 50 rupee discount for every contest I join over 200 rupees.
interesting.
Yeah, that's one team. So let's go and create the another team. So this one should be faster since I know who is where. Still go with Kane Richardson. Still go with Steketee. Still go with Mujib. Uh, Very interestingly, no Swepson in both the teams because he has a high ownership.
I think
So
Swepson
now,
was at 30% when we saw the choice was between Swepson and Steketee. Thing is with the Steketee's form is much better than Swepson at the moment. The other thing is Steketee is also owned by a lot of more managers. So if someone performs and we end up getting affected, it's a lot more likely to be Steketee than Swepson, which is so why we have chosen Steketee over Swepson. But in Grand League, Swepson also comes into play.
cool. So I've so far picked up six members. Colin Monroe should be in the batting. Colin Monroe, like Chris Gale, gets some time to get going, but once he gets going, he hits those big sixes.
Yeah, I think Colin Monroe is someone. There's a textbook definition of crazy. I mean, it's one of those players who is always on the attack. That's something that I like about him. He understands T20 well, and it's also one of the most surprising things that he finds it difficult to get into the New Zealand team.
Yeah, exactly. So he's one of those guys who went independent quite early in the game compared to Martin Guptill and Trent Bolt, who recently come out of their central contracts. Looks like Williamson could be going in the direction since he stepped down as the Test captain.
Yeah, it seems like it's becoming the most popular decision right now.
So when ABD did, he was one of those forerunners. Lasita Malinga, it was amazing. And the whole
KP still
initial
keeps saying that how he was villainized for opting the route, and now everyone is taking the same route.
exactly. And it'll be good if BBL they play for during the first 3 weeks of December and then start the test season with the Boxing Day test. Uh, because players leaving for Emirates and SAT20 is definitely going to affect the quality of these games.
It will, yeah. That's a good thing. I mean, at least they have saved two games. Earlier, it was supposed to be only the availability was supposed to be only for 8 games. Now it's become 10 at least, which is better.
Yeah. So I've done 4, 6, 8, 9. How am I missing? Akil, Andreas Lukemia, I've done James Bastley. Yeah, I'm missing James Bastley. He's been batsman, right?
Yeah, it's an all rounder.
So yeah, here he is. So 7, 9, 10. I'm just missing one player, Aaron Finch, Colin Murray. So that's the 11th player who's not on the list. So you need to tell me whom we need to pick.
It's again between John Wells and Max Bryant. I think the safer option is to go for John Wells, while the riskier one is to go for Max Bryant. I think we could go with John Wells.
Okay. So the captain and the vice captain. So should we go for the differential one for this one or play it safe?
I think in small leagues it's always better to play it safe, while in grand leagues the differentials are the one who are going to win games. Yesterday we were talking about you wanted Taunton and Naveed as captain and vice captain. If you had picked him, you would have won 1 lakh as well.
That day will come. Keep
There's a
playing. I keep
certain
getting. I keep
certain kind
playing
of
with you with your inputs. I keep getting better, and my confidence level grows.
yeah.
One day we'll
I
be
think
able
there's
to
a
play this.
certain kind of madness that's required to play daily fantasy and be successful at it. I think from what I have seen so far, I think you have it.
Thanks for saying it. Take it as a compliment.
It is meant to be a
So,
compliment. Yeah.
thanks. You're really kind. So now, tell me, captain, vice captain.
And Andre Russell and Kane Richardson, the same one.
And Russell was the captain, and Kane Richardson was the vice captain. So, We've done that, and then how do I make sure I go to a contest? How do I make sure which team is the one I'm joining? Will it ask me? Because both are called the Count Goalies, or T1 and T2. So if I join, will it ask me? Okay, Team 2, good. Uh, uh, okay, here the radio button. Okay, got it. Join. No more cash bonus. Cash bonus is given only once in a day. Okay, so we joined two contests. Thank you so much. The first time, it's a great experience. Uh,
Nice.
so we are, I'm guessing, few minutes from toss now. Had
Yep.
what happened to
I
the
think
test match? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
we're 2 minutes from toss, I think.
Toss delayed with some lightning.
I thought so. Thought so. Yeah.
So Cairns will easily get that weather pattern. It's in the Gulf of that west, northwest Australia, northeast Australia, and Papua New Guinea. So
Interesting.
any weather pattern that moves to the Gulf, Cairns might get very easily affected.
Mm.
So toss delayed by 15 minutes by some lightning. Okay. So I guess we are done with the show. Any betting picks for the day?
Not it, because this is the first T20 that's going to be played at the venue, which as we, I mean, if we cannot guess how the pitch is going to be, it's risky going into taking pre-match opportunities. But once the match starts and we see, when we understand how the pitch behaves, then it's a lot easier to guess.
Great. Wish you, you and all your subscribers and me, good luck.
Yeah.
To have another, normal day at work, hopefully. And we'll see you again in tomorrow's show.
This funny thing, I hope it doesn't end up as crazy as yesterday, because we're still struggling to manage all the subscribers that have come in. I think we need a much bigger team to manage the crowd that's coming in.
Yeah, looks like the number of subscribers you've been getting on preseason, it's really encouraging and exciting to see that response, especially the numbers that have grown from yesterday to today.
Yeah,
Looks like very soon with Emirates and SAT20, Women's World Cup, Women's
yeah,
IPL, PSL coming up, you soon going to have a very large team.
yeah,
So anybody who was interested in cricket data analytics, you can get in touch with Al. So looking to grow the team, would be great to see some of the profiles if you guys are interested to work with Al.
yeah.
All right.
Please send in,
Thanks,
guys. Yeah,
Al.
we yeah.
Go ahead.
Please send in your, if you are interested in working with us or in partnering with us in any form. We are happy to consider. You have seen our, how well we have done in the 25 days so far. We do not have a website yet. We have not done any big promotions. We do not have any big tournaments coming up, and look at the impact we have had. The subscription yesterday was posting about how we have hit 50K in subscription value, and then it became 60, and now it's at 70K. So that's the kind of growth we have had, and it's only the beginning of all the plans that we have in mind.
Just game three. BBL
Yeah,
alone has 65 games.
yeah.
All right. Looking forward to another exciting show tomorrow. You have a fantastic day ahead, Al.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Bye. Take care now.
Bye.